everyone. Now, story today is The Dinosaur That Pooped a Planet. It's a very funny story and it's written by Tom Fletcher and Dougie Pointer. And they used to be in a band. I have to find out what band they were in a pop band. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words in that title. I'm going to read you the blurb. In space, no one can smell your poop. Danny and Dinosaur zoom up to space, but Danny's forgotten his sandwiches. And soon Dinosaur is eating everything in sight, including their rocket. Luckily, Dinosaur has a poop-tastic plan to get them back to Earth. How rude. So are we ready? I really like this story. I hadn't read it ever before, so it was really lovely. Here we go. There's the dinosaur and there's Danny. So I'm going to turn around a little bit. You can see me and I'll just read, you can see the pictures and I'll just read the words. So I hope you can see all of it. Danny and Dinosaur like to have fun. Some days they had lots and some days they had none. There they are, they dress up as policemen in this one. Nope, sorry, pirates, not policemen, pirates. One day they were bored. They had no games to play. Danny said, Dinosaur, what shall we do today? We could mow the lawn, we could tidy the place, we could do our chores, or we could go to space. Look at them thinking what they could do. But you mustn't forget to have lunch, said Mummy. You cannot have fun without food in your tummy. So they packed a packed lunch for the Science Museum, where rockets were kept if you wanted to see them. So there they are, they're going off on their packed lunch. And that's one of your activities this week, to make a packed lunch. There were hundreds of rockets and spaceship surprises. There they are, look, they're in the museum. Tall ones and small ones, all shapes and sizes. And one that was ready to launch with a door, big enough for a boy and a pet dinosaur. Can you see which rocket they may go into? I think it's that one. They ignored all the warnings. They couldn't care less. They pressed all the things that they shouldn't have pressed. There they are, look, inside the rocket. And then they say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition! They started their intergalactic space mission. They're going off to space. There they are, look. They're flying higher and higher. Can you see Danny and the dinosaur? They flew higher than houses and buildings and cranes, much higher than birds and even higher than planes. They were so high in the sky. We're in space! Danny yelled as they floated around, but the dinosaur's tongue made a rumbling sound. Is it time to have lunch? Danny looked at his watch. Then he looked all around for the dino's lunchbox. Danny started to worry, then he started to panic. They'd left their packed lunch back home on their planet. Oh no! Look at his face. He's like this. What are we going to eat? What you feed a dinosaur? So with no food on board, not the smallest of crumbs, a disastrous dinosaur feast had begun. Look what he's eating. Can you see? Starting to eat the rocket. It gobbled up gadgets and gizmo galore. Nothing was safe from the space dinosaur. Robots on ray guns and blinking red blinkers. Eating things thought up by NASA's great thinkers. The hyperdrive gamma reactor machine was swallowed along with the space tractor beam. He's eating everything in the space rocket. The dinosaur, it chewed and it chomped on the spaceship's control. The rocket was dotted with dino teeth holes. Inside it was bare, the spaceship was empty. Outside there were more things to eat. Outside There were more things to eat. There were plenty. Look at the dinosaur. He's going off to try and eat something else now. Can you see? Oh no. It broke down the door with a cool ninja chop. Out in space, dinosaurs are much harder to stop. How's he going to control the dinosaur? Oh no, guess what? Look at the dinosaurs doing. It chomped on the moon like a big chunk of cheese. Then he shoved even more in its mouth with a squeeze. He's a greedy old thing. It munched on the Martians from Mars and their cats. Their cats are like ours, but their cats wear cool hats. Satellite Saturn and 6 supernovas, shape-shifting saucers and 7 space rovers. Look at all the things. Can you see the cat? He's even trying to eat the cat. Look, there's the spaceship and there's the cats with the silly hats. Goodness me, look at his belly. It's growing bigger and bigger. It guzzled 5 gallons of fuel from the tank, and Danny's jaw dropped as he watched what it drank. With a crunch and a crack and a num 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 num, in one dinosaur gulp, their rocket was gone. It's all gone. How are they going to get home? Now nothing was left. All Danny could see was a fat dinosaur where the rocket should be. Look at the size of that tummy. Oh my goodness. And so they were stranded with no way back home, just Danny and Dinah in space all alone. Now Danny was crying. Oh look, he's so sad. He cried and he cried, and his tears filled his spacesuit inside. Oh, look. And look at Fatty, look at the dinosaur. Unless they were going to stay there forever, the dinosaur needed to do something clever. With the feeling of guilt deep down in his gut, its brain brewed a plan, oh no, involving its butt. It knew there was only one thing it could do to get them back home. The dinosaur needed to poo. Oh no, hold on to your noses, everyone. Look at that. Look what's coming out of the dinosaur bottom. Everything he's chewed. Like a poop-powered rocket, the dinosaur flew. Dan hopped on its back and he watched as it pooed. It pooped out the robots and ray guns and blinkers, the things NASA thinkers thought up were stinkers. It pooped out the moon, it pooped out the stars, it pooped the space rovers and Martians from Mars. Look, and Danny's on his back, they're racing back home. Look at the state, look at that. There's a dinosaur and there's his poop trail all around space. When Danny looked back, he could see a poop trail from far out in space to the dinosaur's tail. Then they headed for Earth and they started to orbit. It pooped on the clouds, but then the clouds just absorbed it. Look at that. There they are, they're back home after pooping all the way home. They flew past the buildings and streets of their town, leaving the houses all smelly and brown, and finally landed back down on the ground. Hooray, Danny cried, we're home, safe and sound. They looked to the sky and the things that were pooed had formed a poop planet right next to the moon. Look at that, there's your poop planet. And so Danny promised to listen to Mummy, because fun is not fun without food in your tummy. And just when you thought all the pooping was done, a Mars cat popped out of the dinosaur's bum. Rude. Right, my time's nearly out now. Hope you enjoyed that story and I hope you enjoyed doing all the activities linked to that. Hurrah!